Hello, good people. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel, Debra, Keirce Art Journey. I want to mention today something that I tell people every chance I can. Oftentimes, as artists, we'll work from life. Sometimes we'll work from photo references. But in either case, you can't be a slave to whatever it is that you're working from in order to achieve your goal with your painting. And I think two examples that I've recently come across that really illustrate this well are from a couple of old masters. And what I'm doing for this show, a solo show that I have at Seaside Art Gallery in Nags Head, North Carolina. It's opening during the Thanksgiving Day weekend of 2018, and it'll run through until the end of December. What I'm doing is I'm inspired by old masters' paintings, and I'm creating not copies of what they did, but works that are based on some of their pieces. And so, for example, this Cezanne painting that I did, and I call it an apple a day, his is called something like apples in basket, depending on where you look. His title changes in the translation. But the thing is when you look at his piece, you actually can't make these folds of this fabric happen the way they do in his piece, because he's working from 2 or 3 different perspectives. So in other words, he would like stand over here and paint what he saw, and then stand over here and paint what he saw, or perhaps even maybe he changed the folds up, on subsequent days as things started to rot. He replaced them and the folds weren't the same. Whatever the instance is, what I've created is something different than what he did, because I'm not doing a copy, and because when I did it, I didn't change my folds, so they stayed the way that they are in this painting for my setup. But just in trying to be inspired by him and trying to notice what he did in his work, you realize, gosh, he wasn't a slave to whatever was in front of him. He painted what he thought worked in his painting, what worked compositionally, what worked with color and line and everything that he was looking at. Another example, I haven't finished the painting yet, but one that I'm going to be working on is inspired by a Peter Clay's painting, and his is called Vanitas with Viola and Glass Ball. But in his case, you can see where the corner of the table, he has painted it so that it looks like it's splayed like this. In real life, it would have to be like this to get that perspective. And it looks great in his piece, but it's impossible to recreate in real life. So in setting up my still life to try and look like his, I realized there's no way I can do that, because it's just not possible in this universe. So just another reminder, or 2 other reminders, that you should never be a slave to what's in front of you. You should paint what you think will work for what you're trying to achieve. Good thing to remember. We'll see you next week with another artist tip I hope you think is helpful.